Hello there my fellow holotable heroes and welcome to another Galactic challenge video. Hopefully you had a relaxing weekend and that you're looking forward to get your week started. But first, always a brand new challenge is upon us, and today we are taken to Bespin where we have to take down a squad of Imperial troopers led by Aiden, and we do have to use our Tuskens to get max rewards. So as always, I'll cover the modifiers and the feats, then show you the battle, so there'll be YouTube chapters below if you are interested. Otherwise, let's start by reviewing the modifier for Bespin Decadence. Not that really powerful modifier. There is just one thing you will notice. There'll be a little bit more dodging than usual in here, just because all characters will have their accuracy reduced by 15%. And then you've got this whole collected wealth mechanic that, I don't know, I don't think it really gives much impact in the battle. It's just the dodging there, which will impact a little bit of an RNG in some of the battles we'll be doing. But now it won't get in the way too much. Tusken modifier, extremely powerful. It does so many things for Tuskens. Namely, as you probably remember, the weakest enemy will get ambushed inflicted on them, which means that then Tuskens can ignore the taunt to keep hitting whoever's got ambushed on them. On top of it all, whenever we do deal damage to ambushed enemies, we are getting extra momentum, and momentum will play the key role so we can keep the enemies stun locked, as I will show you in the battle. And then the Imperial armor, similar like Tusken modifier, does a lot of things, but obviously most importantly it gives them revives, so you have to take everybody out twice. Obviously on top of revives as well that Aiden herself brings from her adapter die buffs. These guys are quite resilient, but you know, we will be able to cheese them a little bit because of their counter attacks. Now in terms of the feats, obviously it's a Tusken challenge, so we have to complete with a full team of Tusken units. Then we have to bring balance again, which meaning winning with at least one light side and one dark side character surviving. Obviously extremely flexible feat. And then simple tricks, win after using no more than 3 special abilities. I think that's the one that's going to be the most challenging here to do, but again I'll show you a couple of different ideas there that I put together, so hopefully they can help you along the way to the max crate. But first, let's take care of the Tuskens. Obviously, depending on how highly geared up they are, how high tier you'll be able to complete. Mine are all relic 5, so I didn't have that many issues really here at tier 10. But obviously, if you got a lower gear Tuskens, you might have to just complete tier 6 and then, you know, settle for the gold crate. But anyway, let's hop in a battle, and, you know, no matter what tier, what gear levels you're doing, the same thing with me will apply. They're gonna get a few hits out and then stun themselves because of that momentum, so we'll be able to utilize this to our advantage. Now we'll just keep hitting whoever's got ambushed on them, so we can keep increasing our stacks of momentum. There we go, just keep popping there on Snowtrooper. Looks like he's the weakest enemy. Okay, there we go, come on. All right, and as soon as somebody pops out of stealth, what you will want to do is hit them so they counter attack, and then they will stun themselves. If obviously your Tusken does have more than 10 stacks of momentum, there we go. Aiden counter-attacking, stunning herself. I'm going to go ahead, put a hit on Magma Trooper. Now he will counter-attack, stun himself, and then we go back to the whoever's got momentum with them. So that's the overall strategy here with the Tusken, pretty straight forward. Just hitting whoever's got momentum with them, so we keep increasing our stacks of momentum, and then obviously making sure we do hit these guys, keep hitting them whenever they're not stunned, they counter-attack. Hit somebody with they've got more than 10 stacks of momentum and they stun themselves. So it's a pretty straightforward actually here tier to do with your Tuskens. Keeping these guys stun locked, a bit of a cheesy mechanics here, but if you let Aiden loose, you know, she could be in trouble. You could be in trouble there. That's why you want to keep these guys stunning. There you go, you can see a little bit more dodging than usual, but we'll get there. There we go. I think Magma Trooper went down there from damage over times, I believe. Finished off in Death Trooper. Now just down to Short Trooper. Again, keep hitting Aiden. She counterattacks, gets stunned. Well, you get the idea here. And we're almost done here. Now just finishing off Short Trooper, getting Aiden out, and this completed for me quite easily, quite straightforward. The Tusken feat here on tier 10. So I guess the easy beat, depending obviously on the level of your Tuskens, out of the way. Let's get to the more tricky ones, the simple tricks where we have to obviously use no more than 3 special abilities. Obviously, if you have Galactic Legends, by all means do use them. I was playing around with different non-Galactic Legend squads, and this is the squad that worked for me pretty well. And then I'll do another one afterwards with some pretty little color and just showing you, how potentially you can utilize Galactic Legends if you do have them. Anyway, let's hop in the battle and I'll explain you how this thing works. Obviously with Traya here, whenever we deal damage to debuffed enemies, we are recovering health, so this will allow us to keep surviving. We've got Dooku counterattacking, again healing up our team whenever he does that. But again, just going to start off with the basics to begin with. We want to save specials for Nihilis's Annihilate really. And we'll be doing the same thing as we were doing with our Tuskens. We'll keep hitting them, they'll keep counterattacking, hitting Malak, keep fearing themselves. So with Tuskens, we kept them stun locked. Here, we will keeping them fear locked. So it's a kind of the same trick as there. We will kind of take their ability, which is to counterattack, and use it to our advantage. Obviously, some RNG involved here. Sometimes they counterattack, sometimes they don't. You might miss, they might miss, and then the whole fear lock might break. So I needed, I think, 2 or 3 attempts to get it done, but I was able to get through these guys eventually. One thing to note, Traya's basic can land a daze. So whenever Traya's up, you do want to target Short Trooper. You don't want to be dazing other guys, because then they won't be counterattacking and they won't be fearing themselves when they hit Malak. It's just something a little bit to highlight, that you don't want to daze on the other guys, because otherwise you won't be able to cheese the fear lock with them. But as you can see, one more turn to Nihilis's Annihilate, or a couple of more turns, but so far just keep doing basics. Dooku definitely helping us out here with heals. There we go. First Annihilate, Iden goes down. At this point you are kind of safe. I don't think these guys without Iden have enough to burn through these guys. Maybe instead of Talia there, she died off, she didn't do a whole lot anyway. Maybe bringing in berries for some extra passive healing could be nice. I don't know, this is just the team I was able to get to work. Or maybe instead of Dooku bringing berries, just need, aside from Nihilus, Malak and Traya, need a couple of units that can help you a little bit with survivability. And Dooku does that because he's basic, deals damage twice, right? So it means double the heals whenever you hit debuffed enemies, which everybody's constantly debuffed anyways. So just something to point out here. One more turn to Annihilate, and the second Annihilate will go on Death Trooper, so that's our second special ability. And we're going to go ahead now again, just kind of auto basic at this point, and we'll just wait for Annihilate to come back online, which will go into Magma Trooper, and then just full auto basic the rest of the way. There we go, Magma Trooper is out, and now just full auto basic, finishing off the last 2 remaining troopers. And that was it for the simple tricks, just using Annihilate 3 times, kind of utilizing their counterattacks. They keep hitting Malak and fearing themselves. Now, as mentioned before, if you do have a Galactic Legends, there are multiple ways to do this. I'm not going to cover all Galactic Legends. I don't want the video to really be an hour long. Just a quick idea with Supreme Color and Watt and Armorer. You should be able to get this done as well. We can put obviously here Tank Tech over on Kylo, so he can cleanse debuffs whenever he gets a turn, recover some protection. And then we need their Geobro there for the pre-taunt. So then Armor gets 3 stacks of Beskar, so she can drop those as well on Kylo. So now we're just kind of doing basics at this point. Remember, we already used 1 special. This is now going to be our second special ability. So we only got 1 more special to go. So at this point, just full auto basic, and you should be good to go. The team will die off quite quickly, but Kylo with 3 stacks of Beskar, constantly counterattacking and things like that, he can carry the battle on by himself now. And eventually, as you can see, you are slowly ramping up those stacks of Siphon. So at some point, I just kind of stopped the battle, did an AoE, which obviously increases your damage. So that's my third special, and then just continuing with auto basic, and that was pretty much it. Now we go, keep going, and just down to Iden, and we should be good to go. That's it, guys. If you got Supreme Color, again, pretty straightforward. Get tech tank on him, 3 stacks of Beskar, also basic until, I don't know, it's just about 300 or so stacks of Siphon, do an AoE, that's going to be a first special, and then continue with auto basic. And now we come probably to the a bit more simple there feat with bring balance. Because Sith kind of worked there for the simple tricks, I just kind of will utilize Sith again. A little bit different comp this time, bringing in Darth Revan, so we can put Death Mark on Iden and just get her out straight away. And obviously now that we are not limited to only 3 specials, this becomes a lot easier to keep these guys under control with fears and everything. We can do a bit of a healer here for Hermit Yoda, and we can utilize kind of the same things as we did before, that they constantly fearing themselves. But first, let's get somebody below 50% health, so we can then go ahead and that was okay. I then lost the Death Mark. Right, we need to get another unit below 50% health, and then hopefully we can time it that we can finish off Iden here. Okay, there we go. Counterattacks again. Malak fearing these guys. Let's go ahead, drain Magma Trooper. This gets him below 50% health, which means Death Mark applied on Iden. So whenever we do defeat her, she will not be coming back. Double tap there, down she goes. And now just to finish off the rest of these guys, which shouldn't be too much of a issue, because yeah, once obviously Iden goes down, these guys kind of lose steam. They can still do some damage, but you know, we do have a lot of control with fear and everything. Hermit Yoda helping with the healing and everything, and constant fear on them, shocks and everything. They can't really do a whole lot at this point anymore, but they are very durable. They do have some revives, remember, so it'll take a couple of minutes to burn through that. And there you go, that's how as well then completed Bring Balance, which unlocked a red crate for me in today's challenge. So as always, hopefully this video was useful and helpful, showing you the teams that worked for me pretty well. Again, I was playing around with different non-Galactic Legend compositions for the Simple Tricks one, and that Traya team, for me at least, worked the best. Okay, anyway, let me know how you guys are getting on in the comments below or on my Discord server. But until then, have fun, enjoy life, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.